I give the floor to Edmund Rice International Limited for a joint statement via video.
Mr. President, following the failed referendum to establish a voice to Parliament and recognition of Australia's First Nations people in the Constitution, there is a need for the country to return to important principles articulated through the UN declarations of the rights of Indigenous peoples. Australia, as with other settler societies, has a difficult history of dispossession, massacres, laws and policies that have restricted, subjugated and impacted the language, cultural expression, way of life, movement and rights of our First Nations since 1788. The right to free, prior and informed consent, as articulated in Article 10 of UNDRIP, is particularly important in the context of Australia's First Nations, whose rights and sovereignty were never ceded. Australia is often seen as a country of the fair go, social justice and equity. However, for many First Nations peoples in Australia, this remains an illusion. The heavy price of disenfranchisement and dispossession has been theirs to burden. For Australia to reach its full potential as a country of promise to many who have made it their home for the past 2.5 centuries, we must first keep our promise to our First Peoples. This is why we call on the Australian Government to recommit to the UNDRIP, enter into a process of truth-telling with its First Peoples, to have their voice heard in regards to laws and policies that affect them, and ultimately realise the promise of treaty recognising their rights as the First Nations of this land, now known as Australia.
Thank you.